Is it okay? Not too complex? You follow? Good, good. Now breathe. I say breathe because we have to go back to the presence. Okay, we are here. We have this beautiful warm weather. We have our friends around us. We are here. It's now. Okay, here and now, the presence. And I want you to be very attentive. Okay, from this presence, two currents are emerging. The first current, we know it, it is the time, the sequential time, where there is the past, the present moment, and there will be the future that does not exist, and of course the past does not exist anymore. Okay? It is the sequential mathematical time, and with this time comes the space, I mean the geometrical space where the matter, the real things are located. Okay, this is the cosmos, the four-dimensional relativistic quantic cosmos, the cosmos of described by the physical science. Okay, and it comes from the presence because, again, the past is not there and the future is not there. It is something that is created by human cognition, okay? But you have a second flow, a second direction that is emerging from the present, and it is the memory. The memory where we remind our own lives, the memory when we remind our collective adventure, the memory where we remind the history. Okay? And this memory is not really organized by a four-dimensional space-time coordinate system. The memory is organized by a kind of semantic system. Okay. The things in the memory, if I can say, the ideas in the memory are organized by their meaning and by the connection of these meanings. Okay. So it's another universe. Okay. But both universe, the universe of the meaning, the universe of the memory, and the physical universe are connected by what? By the being, by the presence, by something that is neither in the memory nor in the space, neither completely in the meaning, neither completely in the matter. It is the human experience. Okay. So now we can make distinctions inside these two, let's say, the phenomenal world and the noumenal world, the worlds of ideas and the worlds of things or bodies. But we should not forget that no one exists without the other. Okay? It is the mind that computes the real material world. And without real material worlds, there will be no mind. Okay? Because the mind is embodied. So there is an interdependence between the two. What is, I mean, for me, there was one very good news in the past, and I see a very good news in the future. The good news in the past is that we have been able to build a scientific knowledge of the material cosmos. What is a scientific knowledge? It is a knowledge that is based on computable functions, okay, that uses a common coordinate system, that uses common measurement systems, that emerges from a collective conversation, the collective conversation of the scientific community, a knowledge that is constantly evolving, that it is a process, okay? And this process of collective cognition creates progressively a scientific knowledge of the phenomenal world, okay? Now, and this phenomenal world have certain characteristics. For example, it is unique, it is infinite, and there is, it is full of complexity. And when you explore, this complexity, you find new complexity. And when you go to the new complexity, you find again new complexity. Okay. You have auto-organizing systems that are interacting, and this interaction creates new layers of complexity ad infinitum. Okay. This is the way we can look at this phenomenal world. Now, I think that in the future, there will be a scientific knowledge of the noumenal world. Okay, what is in blue on the slide? I mean, it will be a kind of unique and infinite nature that could be described by computable functions, and that will contain complex self-organizing systems like personal management systems and collective intelligence games that will exchange information, interact, and so on. And all this will create a world of infinite complexity that could be explored further and further, always new complexity. Okay? But knowable, but describable by computable functions. Okay? By the use of the digital medium, we will be able to create this new science. In fact, we can consider the humanities and social sciences today like was the alchemy before the scientific revolution. Okay. Because the scientific revolution has bring to the alchemy a common meta-language, computable functions, common protocols from which the scientists were able to build the scientific knowledge, okay, with a real progress. Today, we are not at this stage in the humanities and social sciences. But I think that in the future we will be able to achieve such a thing, such a scientific revolution. As the scientific revolution for the phenomenal world was based on the printing press, I think that the scientific revolution for the world of the mind will be based on the digital medium. So in fact, you can think about these two worlds that are absolutely inseparable, that are completely interdependent, as the relation between the mirror and the image. You have no image without mirror, and you cannot see the mirror if there is no image. So the mirror is the noumenal world, and the image is the phenomenal world. You have no concept without any sensorimotor data. Okay? And in the human experience, you have no sensorimotor data without any concept. Okay? Everything makes sense, even in a strange way sometimes. So I think that we are going into toward a kind of self-reflexivity of the human collective intelligence, a self-reflection that will use the digital medium as a kind of scientific observatory. But what is interesting is that the scientists, the scientific community that will look through this new observatory will be everybody, in fact. And what we will observe in the hypercortex, in the scientific observatory of the hypercortex, is the image of our own collective intelligence. Thank you.